So my recording thing wasn't really working the greatest, and um, and while I'm coloring it, it stops and deletes everything. So I'm just gonna talk through my coloring process and fix some things I didn't like. So start off with, first thing that I did was that I outlined the line art, and then I filled it with white so that the whole backdrop is white. I usually do it this way because if I realize that there's a piece that isn't filled in completely, like right here, and let's say I'm on like another color layer and stuff, and I don't want to like figure out which base color I used, but just going straight to like the white color, and then just correcting it like this. So that's why I have this white base white, but you can do whatevs. This is just my style, I guess. And then after I finish doing the white base, I add the main color, I guess, of up here. Usually, sometimes I don't. I just go into like coloring it all. This time I put down this red that I was thinking that I was going to get the whole thing, but then my next step after that, which was when I did the Oni skulls, I did the base color, this color. The Oni skull had a blue, and then I added the tips of the horns, and that's what I did next, which was this bright blue. So I added that blue, but as you can see here, I added in some grays because I was working on multiple layers. I forgot to switch back. So basically, then I start on the blue. That looked pretty cool. Then I start adding different colors. So I added in 2 different shades of gray and white. So my thinking process about coloring and stuff is kind of like, for me, I just like kind of put things together and see if it looks right. Or like, for one thing, the reason why I did this part gray, these parts that are gray, is because they're kind of metalish, and I don't think like there should be a lot of red metal in here. Although I'm gonna add one more that color. And usually when I color this stuff in, I just use my technical pen. Either I can outline it like this and then fill it in, so that's quick and easy, or just color in like a coloring book. Either which way it's cool. But that's just my way. So once I finish having this color and stuff, I come in and I do my shadows. So my shadow for this, so usually when I'm drawing comics or whatnot, I have my own color right here. It's like this dark, purple, and then I lower it down to 36% and I'm my shadow. But for this one, I used black, like just plain jet black, and I turned it down to 50%. And so I'm gonna kind of show you what I did there. Go to black. Okay, yep. This one, so 50. And then I took my black technical pen and I just, added shade wherever shade needed to be. Since he's looking down, my focus is putting shade like areas right here, right here, down to the nose. Since his chin is kind of out, that's going to stay like that. That gets colored in. Some pieces here will get colored in, you know. Kind of job, but I'm just trying to show like where my shading would be at. And then, you know, I would do that a lot nicer. That would be like this, because light's gonna be up here. And so my finished process of that looks like this. And this took me a little while. You gotta be like really patient and stuff, and stuff. Once I finished with this type of the shading, like the hard shadows, I come in to do some soft shadows, which is the same thing, 50% dark black, and I just come in with a soft airbrush. And just, you know, make it how high you need it be or whatnot, and just shade in the stuff that needs to be shading. So like this right here needs to be dark, so I'm gonna shade that in. This could be darker right here, so I'm gonna shade that in. Right here could be darker, and the mouth could be darker. You know, just shade in what you think, like soft shading, what could be darker and whatnot. And the finished process would be like this. I was just seeing if I could add some more to this, and I could. So then that's my shading process. So then my highlight, this is the part where I kind of am not happy about it, and I'm thinking about redoing it, but yeah, so my only skull, I used yellow, and I think I should have used, and I tried to use yellow on top of here, but only skull was blue, not red. And I think I should have used orange instead. So let me go to my orange real quick. Let me see if that changes anything. What did it do? Yeah, my orange is okay. Basically I just took an airbrush, and just, you know, airbrushed in where the light's gonna be at. Yeah, I could have done it, but yeah. So do like that, and then if it's like this, I don't like going in with my smudging tool and try to fix it. I just go to my Gaussian blur layer, and then just do the whole thing. And that's exactly what I actually needed. So this one. And then I would add another layer, and then I would just use the same color, same airbrush, maybe go a little bit smaller, and just go in a little bit deeper with the highlights. And because I didn't like my previous highlight, this is actually something that I'm gonna keep with. And I did turn out a smudge tool right then and there because of the fact that I won't be able to do the Gaussian blur for this, because I'm gonna try to get deep inside, and Gaussian blur won't really do the job that I want to do right now. So instead, I'm gonna pop out of that. And add some soft light. I don't know why, but I like to add harsh shadow first, and then soft shadow, and then soft light, and then harsh light after. That's just how I roll. Whatever fits you, I guess. Whatever floats your boat. You can do whichever way you want. This is just how I do mine. So there we go. When it comes to highlights, some of the light also, because if it's a round thing, you'll notice that some light of the color gets traveled onto the bottom. So don't forget to add that. It actually makes your artwork a lot neater and nicer when you do stuff like that. The reason why I was trying to use yellow, well, I already said I was trying to use yellow, but I just go, it was blue, and I was like yellow. But when it comes to color theory, I'm not like a huge expert of it, but I did take an art class, and it was like, for blue, you use yellow as a highlight, for red, you use orange as a highlight, and then you use purple for a shadow for red, and then I think it was green or violet. No, it was green for red. You would use green first. I don't know. See, I'm not an expert with this stuff, so I just like eyeball it and just see what looks good and what doesn't. Sometimes, like, purple is one of the best shadows colors. Like, you can more shadow. You can just color anything with that purple color. So that's why I use it for my comics and stuff. And it gives a little, because it's purple instead of black, it gives a half warm, half cool feel, I guess, because it's purple, so it's a little bit of the blue, but it's also a little bit of the red. So it gives a nice feel to your artwork compared to having just black. But here, I just use black. Why? I think it looks cool. Well, I actually didn't try it with the purple for me to know if it was gonna look better or not. But yeah, I'm just gonna use black here. So oh, I want to note that my shadow layer is actually above, it's above my highlights until we get to like the whites and stuff. But until then, this is below. Just so you know, it's like, yeah, I was like completely like, how am I supposed to do this? Yellow isn't looking right. Yeah, because I'm using the wrong color. It's hard. So I'm glad that my thing didn't work, so I can revisit this, because I was not happy about my highlights. And if you're not happy about something, you should probably fix it instead of being like, it'll grow on me. It most likely will not. And most likely won't look good. Okay, so we got our I was gonna say we're done. And I'm like, no, I'm still adding a little bit of orange here and there. Alright, so then I usually merge these two down because it was that same. So this was the previous one, this is now. This one has, this would be what would look like normal. If I put it on add, let me do that. Let's see. Kind of effects would work well. The color dodge looks really nice. I kind of like that. Ooh, that really pops it. Doesn't gives it a really yellow feel. this is really hard to change. Because some of these are actually, I'm like, ooh, nice. Okay, that looks really rad like this. Like, look at that. That's just cool. Yeah, I like using the effects. Looks really cool. It's bluish. Probably get away with doing another background for this. Ooh, it's in purple. I kind of want to stick it with the red because the Oni skull was blue, and I don't want to do like only like blues and purples and whatnot kind of stuff here. I like the color dodge. I think I'm gonna go with either the add or the color dodge. What dodge gives it a rustic feel? Add just makes it really bright. But I like the green that's on oh. But I like the color dodge because it's almost like a greenish yellow right here. So it kind of makes it look green a little bit more, while this is more yellow. I like that color kind of change. Although it doesn't do the colors in the eyes. The add kind of do though. It gives it really orange. Oh, this is super hard. Rose. Come over here real quick. Come over here, I need your help. I know that. That's why I threw a pillow at you. Okay, so
that's my pillow now.
This
so
one?
Cool.
Or this one? This one or this one?
Keep going back and forth. I think I like the darker one.
You don't like the bright one?
No, I like the darker one.
How come?
It's more like...
That really helped me.
I don't know how to explain it. It just looks better. The other one looks like... wait, is that your... No, it's not. Is that almost your, like, the flattening?
No, this is highlights.
Yeah, I just prefer the darker one. The brighter one's a little too bright.
Okay, thank you.
Like, it's a little orangey. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know colors.
Well, whenever you get stuck, always ask for someone's help.
Yeah, I just prefer the other one.
And so my next layer that I did is a little more harsh light. I used a yellow, which you can go to. And this is what it looked like normal and stuff. Let me see if I can finish way. It was yellow, and what I did wait, it is because of that. So I'm gonna take this yellow and turn it off, and basically I did the exact same thing as what I did with my with the harsh shadows, except I'm using this yellow, and just add it wherever it needs to be added, And then after I finished that, I went down to luminosity, the very bottom. I don't think this one had. Oh, that was at 70%. Okay. So, yeah. That's basically what I did for that one. info. I don't know why I put it at 70. Okay, well, is that maxed out? So that's almost everything. Next I'm gonna come in and get my bright white ink out. Huh? What the heck? Okay. So let's just see if that works. Yeah. I don't think that is on there. What the heck? So it's on this layer. Why is it not? Why is that there? Huh? What? I don't understand why that's there. I'll just draw something on top of that. Like, I don't know what is going on with that. It completely confused me because I cannot find that on any layer or whatnot. But I can. Just weird. Like this. I don't know what that effect was trying to do for that, but it was. Okay. Okay, so that looks fixed-ish. None of the blues are having that issue. I'm gonna real quick edit this shadow right here because the teeth protruding out and it's really dark. So fix that now. Better. And then I need to wait this little nub that's showing. There we go. That looks a lot better. So continuing on after fixing that, we're going to go in with white and just, put in places where white is really good. And we're still using Tangle Pen this whole time. Just anything that needs white doesn't highlight. I don't know. Since he's metal, don't be shy to use a lot of white for this part because it's kind of like a bird. So yeah. So that looks pretty good. Let me just reapply these. Or just the other one wasn't lined up correctly. Backwards. There we go. I want to add some of this orange into our because of my other, because it looks cool. That's Let me see if I can add effect that would look good on this. Oh, pen light. So that's good enough. Let me see. So this is done. We're done with all the coloring, the line art, everything. This is done with perfect everything. One thing, well, not done yet. I have to change the color of the line art. I'm gonna talk about that later a little bit. One thing that you can do to check the color scheme, like how good the color is if you just put down a black layer, go into color for the black, and so it comes into account of grayscale, and then you look at it, you can look at the variation of color, like which grays are closest to each other, and like, to be honest, I didn't do a good job. I mean, if you look here, we have this huge, just actually a drastic change in the grayscales right here, but we don't have it right here. It's because the red and gray on the, I thought, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I was like, oh, I colored that in gray. I did not at all. So that's good. Oh, I do know that's supposed to be a gray, but that gray looks similar to the red. But this gray doesn't look all too similar to that gray, which is good to see. But without the color on this on to check, I think it looks good. Oh, what is this? Is this something wrong? Oh, there is that. How's this layer? Okay. So, let me... So I noticed real quick that plunger thing is not highlighted the same over here. This one doesn't have any highlights. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. That's pretty good. Although I do want to go in here, grab some black. So as you see, I'm just running in here and just like, fixing anything that I forget. Always like keep looking at your work to see if you forget anything, because I know I'll forget a lot of stuff, especially if I'm working for a very long period of time. So another thing too, like in the process of working it, do the same thing as like if you're writing a paper where you step away from your paper for a day or two and come back, and then you're like, you can see the paper in new eyes, and then you can edit it correctly. I actually stopped doing this for a day, and so looking back at this, I'm like, it's nice, but I'm missing a few things, and it looks like that I was rushing through it last time, so I kind of missed a few things too. So just be aware that you're gonna probably miss some stuff, and just to double check and whatnot. Don't just leave it there, because it actually shows when you don't like correct certain things, you don't finish coloring in certain things and stuff. It doesn't look professional. Like, your goal as an artist to make it look nice and look like you're a professional artist, and not adding a highlight somewhere, or not finishing what you're supposed to be doing, not finishing a piece in art and really reflect how it is, and still is overdoing it. So that's the hardest part of art, is knowing when you need to continue on and knowing when you need to stop. And my issue is when to stop. Right now I'm like, I want to add more stuff and this and that. I want to add some white light highlights here. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I really just need to, like, at this point right now, looking at what's here right now, fixing anything, that little mini problems and whatnot, and now that's just gonna be it. So looking at it right now, it looks like it's done. So I'm gonna go on to next step, which when you're doing art and you're doing line art, sometimes black line art looks nice and it's deep, thick, and bold, because black for some reason just stands out from the rest. Especially if you're using lighter colors that are not too close to black. Right now, I'm probably going to keep it black, but for other art pieces, I might change my line art color, and I usually just make a clipping mask at top. The check mark is right there. Over my line art, which is on top of my coloring stuff, and then I can just, do that. How I choose which color to do is that I kind of look for my darkest color that I can possibly think of. It would definitely be this one right here. And even if I didn't do that, I can tell it's right here. So I'm going to choose that color. Let's make a darkest color. And then I'm going to go in and think. Like, I like to add purple on the bottom with my reds. And because my majority of the thing is red, because this color that I put down is red, I'm going to go to a purple and just, make it a little bit darker. And then lay that down. Not purple. So yeah, and then I lay that down, and I try to make it as in, like, actual purple. Well, that's... Yeah, this is... Yeah, something like... I like this one because it's super grayish, but... maybe something between. So yeah, yeah, that's perfect. So I just use the purple, and then look at it, and look at the red next to the purple. It kind of... I don't know how to put it, but it looks nice like this, right? It's softer than just having straight up black. And then this other color that I had below it, it's much darker, as you can tell, than this purple. But the purple makes all the other colors softer. So I'm gonna go and delete this one because I like this purple more. Put that there. And so now I have, if I wasn't gonna add any effects to it, as in, yeah, if I wasn't gonna add any effects to it, this would be done, completely done. But I'm gonna add some effects. So I'm gonna make another layer, and I'm going to go to textures. I got my decimals here. Okay. Difference between the decimals and the Rosetta. So the Rosetta is at its fixed position. Like, I do that. The dots are all going to be the same size, no matter how big or small my brush is, which is cool, which is nice. And I'm using that too. But then the decimal, however, changes the size of the dots. So I'm going to use that one first. And how I'm going to use it is basically kind of like the shade it. And the color that I'm first going to be using is going to be my purple. The purple that I'm using for my line art. So, and then I'm just going to come in and just shade it. And you can, right here, I'm kind of doing kind of like small dots right now. But like, there's not a specific size you need to use for the dots. You just use the dots, and you're gonna try to make sure to put these dots only in the shadows. But if it overflows, that's cool. And then I say that, and I'm putting some not in the shadows, but where it kind of seems fit to add some dots, especially these dark dots. And yeah, it doesn't really matter which size you use. Right now I'm just using the small size. If you want to go bigger when you first start off, go ahead. Just use this like your shading. And you want to do this all around. This might take a second. I might have to come back later. Oh, no, don't do that. Alright, so I knew it was going to take me a little while. I didn't want to record all of this, which is just basically adding the dots. And as I stated before, I used the color that I used for my line art, so this color, and then I went into textures, and I went to decimals, and just changed the size according to like how small I kind of want my dots in certain areas. And then I had my dots. So as you can see, I made these dots so as you can see, I made these dots a little bigger, while these dots are really small. And if you can't tell, this right here is like very small, and this is a different size there. So I kind of went like a little crazy when I'm doing the dots. So you have the big dots here, tiny dots here, tiny dots here. Usually I keep the same tiny dots for all like the insides, for all the shading, like in here and in here. I make sure to keep those the same size. Once I finish with the same size, then I can change it to go bigger or smaller to add more dots here, or to like kind of have this fade kind of feel right here. And it gives a really nice cool texture. Same thing goes like for right here. So and then you can see you can tell I did this versus this. And I just went all around everything that could be shaded in. I had the dots here. I didn't really do any tiny dots for the big horns. As you can see, the smallest dots I did for the big horns were these. This is just overflow. And then I did these tiny dots here. So yeah, so those horns there, horns go over there. So everything has some dots, some bigger dots, whatnot. But basically it's all in the shaded area. And just, gave it a good feel. Once I've done that, over here, this isn't even an inner shaded area, but it's kind of like, it looks nice right here, so add some here, and then add the bigger dots here. So once you're done with using that color, I made this on a separate layer, but you don't have to. I take white and I just do the exact same thing, but for highlights. And so, see it there, but here, you can't, because this is white, you can't really see any of those dots, so that's kind of not my fave when that happens. Added some white here. It gives a really cool like transition feel from here to there. So yeah, I didn't do that. It doesn't matter. Add some white here. Just basically anywhere that I had some highlights and stuff, or to make it just look nice with the white dots. But I didn't go crazy with it because that's not necessary. So after we're all done with that, I'm gonna go get a black color. I'm gonna go to Rosette, and I'm just going to have it as full as I can possibly can, and I'm just gonna do this. And this layer is on top of everything. It's on top of my line art as well. And make sure you have the same pressure the whole way. Alright, so it's like that. And then my next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and change this. So I'm going to zoom here because that's the best way I can get my... Where is it? Okay, let me go here real quick. I don't remember which effect I used or what. I know I had to change the opacity. Just go over here. Also, I used soft light and zirconium. Okay. Sorry. Soft light. 21. Alright, and this is what I get. And if you look to come down here, you can see like the line art even has those dots, which is actually I like. It's nice when you have thick line art. Like if I did this, I don't know why I'm keeping it open. But this right here needs to be covered in here. So I'm gonna do that real quick. But yeah, it gives a, yeah, I like these dots like right here. Yeah, this needed to be a different color. I'm gonna just try to do the black. So there you go. Looks all grand and dandy. I don't think I erased anything around here when I did that. No, I didn't. The last step is to do the background. So when it comes to doing backgrounds, you kind of want the background to make your main subject, your main piece to pop. So I'm gonna have this layer over here. I don't like using the background thing there when I'm doing the actual background. So what color would make this pop? We can just, play around. Yellow actually seems pretty good. Actually, like the yellow. Gonna make it dull. Okay, I really like the yellow. It kind of makes the blue a little bit pop a little bit. The blue makes the red come out more. But it doesn't do that with the horns and stuff. Maybe green. What do you think of white? Yeah, I like mine too. Let's see if it's more blue, more yellow.
I don't know.
Well, it matches the iris in here, kind of. So it's. I don't know. I think like with this green. Yeah, it's green here. And I'm gonna come in with a blue, like a dark blue, another layer. And I'm gonna use the Rosetta. And just, no, I'm not gonna use the Rosetta. I'll use the decimals. And I'm just gonna come in and add this to the side. I'm doing this and I'm just realizing that I skipped a step. What I need to do, actually what I need to do is take brush. Do these sides, this blue. I'm going to Gaussian blur this. And then I'm going to do this yellow because I actually really like the yellow. I mean, you can see these dots here, and actually doesn't matter because what I'm about to do is I'm going to add more dots. So it really doesn't matter that it's not clipped onto the whole head. And I'm just leave it there. Okay, good. That looks pretty good. I might add some more of that here. Actually, I think that's good. And then yeah, there we go. And we have those dots there, and then we put this yellow texture, and I'm gonna add this yellow here, overlapping a little bit too. Gives a nice feel to it. Yeah. And go crazy with it. This is really useful. Not that one, but I like it. This too. And add some of the green on top of it. And then I'm gonna go to my yellow, and then do a little bit on this. I am a psychic. How do you know? Oh, I just merge all this stuff down. The dots look good, it's just the colors don't look good. Oh, that's better. Like, this other one, maybe I should follow what I did there. What I did there was that I used the blue color of the horns. was thinking the hot pink might work in some ways or another, but no, it doesn't. This is so hard. It's so hard to choose like colors that work. For me, I just have to do trial and error. So getting the small one was easy because I just chose the color of his eye, the purple, because the other colors kind of bounced off of it. But I'm so positive about. Yeah, I did the purple and green. I was the pink and orange. Okay, I'll try getting the blue. But maybe this, the blue and the orange. I think that looks pretty good. It does make the red pop a little bit. Although the red's not. Ooh, the white looks cool. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Although I kind of fixed some of the colors on a separate thing, so it's not all entirely white. So actually do like the white, and I'm gonna save a file of the white. Actually, should I just do this whole thing? Just do it white.
Maybe.
I'll save them in both colors.
Yeah.
But I do like the red. I like how well, the red. It came out pretty good. So like when you're working with the coloring and stuff, make sure like you keep track of which layer you're working on, because I sometimes don't do that, and when I don't do that, then I have stuff like this happening. So I'm gonna let's see what happens. Let's see if I add and that makes not cool. The purple is actually pretty nice. I'm gonna get rid of this and this. Purple. Good goblin. It's cool to see that all these colors look good with this, so it's like you can choose to do whatever color you want, whichever color you want. Although, it looks nicer when it's like not. I'm just gonna see different colors of this. It looks better when it's not like vibrant color like this. I see that, and then the color I choose works. I'm just gonna save all these. Let's do this. So like that blue does not work that well in my opinion. So I would go down to more gray. Grayish blue. This is like ooh. What do you think, Rose? Let me make it really pinkish pink. But yeah, you can do any color, and now I don't remember which color I used at the beginning. Is it this one? Nope. Well, we lost that color. At least I already saved it in the color, so okay, with this green. This green actually is pretty dope. And it kind of works with this. Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Why?
My mom's like, don't put the coat in with the towels. And I was like, oh, there's some stuff in there. Let me just put it in with that. There were towels in that.
So it's your fault. In which way? Oh. Alright, so this is pretty much it. We'll just finish green with green. I mean, the last thing you should do is sign. Oh. Sign your work. Like so. I'm nitpicky. I'm gonna change some of this. Yeah, there we go. Normal's fine. Yeah. Just sign it. I just sign it a little bit on top of the thing because it's like, in case someone tries to steal it as their own. No, I never had that before. Alright, we are done. This is the finished product, and this is how you do my dot style. With line art, sketching, and everything in between. So, thank you for watching, and if you want any more videos, if you want to learn how to do something else, to see how I draw something else in the same style, please contact me. DM me at Paper Slugs on Instagram, and if it's feasible, I will most likely do it. So, thank you again for watching.
You know